Hey y'all, and welcome back to Confederate Shop's YouTube channel. So I have a variety of new products that I want to showcase and feature in this week's video and within this week's newsletter. As you know, I am a huge coffee fan. I've drank coffee. Actually, I always have a cup of coffee when I do a video, and sometimes I take a sip before, especially if I'm trying to highlight one of our cool mugs. So I'm a huge coffee fan. I've always loved coffee. I drink my coffee black. I love tasting the varieties of different notes in the roasts, in the different beans, the different origin of where those beans came from. It's always interested me. It's always been something I enjoy, and it's more than just a routine or habit. It's a ritual for me, and I thoroughly enjoy it. With that being said, and my passion for coffee, I thought to myself, this was months ago, I ought to collaborate with Confederate Coffee Company. And if you've never heard of Confederate Coffee Company, they're growing more and more. I know the owner of that business. He's a great guy. And so I collaborated with him and I said, hey, can you get us a premium exclusive coffee just for us and we'll put our label on it? And he was like, yeah, sure. So it finally came. And so I've been enjoying Unreconstructed this entire week. This is our partnership blend with Confederate Coffee Company. It is a Brazilian pea berry. Now, they say it's a medium roast. After tasting it and drinking it this past week, I deem it's more of like a light medium roast. Now, as you might already know, the lighter the roast, the more the caffeine. Darker the roast, less caffeine. But this coffee is amazing. It smells like heaven, and it tastes just as good. Now, this isn't your typical coffee either, right? This isn't Maxwell House or Folgers. My grandmother used to drink Maxwell House religiously, so no insult to her, but this isn't your off-the-shelf kind of coffee. This is premium, really good coffee. You have to really have a passion for coffee to thoroughly enjoy this, and if you do love coffee, you're going to love this. At least I do. So when you get this, you support us, and in turn, you also support another Southern business, Confederate Coffee Company. And get yourself some today. It's on confederateshop.com right now. You can enjoy that. But with that being said, I thought, why not give a little history on coffee during the war between the states, during the War of Northern Aggression, I should call it. So as far back as President Andrew Jackson actually did away with the alcohol ration for the U.S. troops while he was president, and he substituted it for coffee. So even before the war, U.S. soldiers were used to drinking coffee regularly, and it was a staple during the war between the states. Now, unfortunately for our Confederate boys, there was a blockade around the South. So by January of 1862, the Confederate government discontinued their ration of coffee to Confederate troops. And so Johnny was stuck with either finding a substitute or trading, which happened quite often, trading with Yankees. There's even an account in Gods and Generals, if you remember that, where at Fredericksburg, Johnny Reb comes to the river, Billy Yanks down there, and he trades some Southern tobacco for some coffee. This actually happened. There are accounts of this happening at Fredericksburg. There's also numerous other accounts of it happening on the front lines. So it's not uncommon. Coffee was a staple for those guys, and they loved coffee. I would say most of them were probably just addicted, as we are today, to this great beverage. But get yourself some Confederate coffee, Unreconstructed today. Support us and support Confederate Coffee Company. Now, the second product that I have is very exciting because it is the fourth product in a series of products that I have introduced, one every year kind of thing. It's our Jefferson Davis Monument Avenue Christmas ornament. Just got these in. These are gonna sell out fast. I have a limited number, and it takes a while to get these. So when I run out, it's gonna be quite a few months before I have more. But this honors another monument in the series of Monument Avenue Christmas ornaments. As you know, I have a Lee, a Jackson, and a Stewart. This is Davis, and with every ornament, I have a different pattern for the ornament. This one is circular, but it honors this monument, this huge monument that once stood in Richmond. It was about a 60-foot pillar there in the center of the monument, and it had Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederacy, adorned down here at the bottom. It had 13 columns across. It was a huge monument. And unfortunately, this thing was taken down in 2020. It was actually dedicated in 1907. So this is going to honor that monument, add it to your Christmas tree. And as always, it has a history of the monument on the back. So you get the history of the monument and a beautiful photo from Judy Smith Photography 2. This is her photography. Phenomenal. It's just a beautiful, beautiful Christmas ornament. So you can now get this on ConfederateShop.com. And lastly, another book. I'm probably not going to get too deep into this, but it's a book I've been wanting to reprint for some time. It was reprinted years and years ago. I ran out of it, but now I have it back again. It's McNeil's Last Charge. Now, if you don't know who John Hance McNeill was a partisan ranger. He frequented parts of West Virginia and Western Virginia, Moorfield, Romney, West Virginia. If I could like sum him up a little bit, he's very controversial. I've talked about this man to many of my customers, some who had Yankee ancestors who had run-ins with McNeill, to men who had ancestors that rode with McNeill. This is very controversial, but he did kidnap two Union generals. We know of another Confederate who did that, Mosby, right? Very famous for that. But McNeill did it too. McNeil's Last Charge. This is a phenomenal book. If you want to know more about it, get yourself a copy today. So yeah, this is also going to be featured in our newsletter this week. So you can get all of these great products this week on ConfederateShop.com. These are 3 brand new products. I'm super excited about the coffee. The ornament's going to go fast, and you can learn a little more about John Hance McNeill. So, as always, thank you for watching these videos. If you want to support us, get something off the website. Right? That's the best way to support us. You can also sign up for our newsletter. So once a week, I send out an exclusive newsletter from my website. Usually it has some cool historical articles in it, new products, specials, sales. So you can get all that within the newsletter. And you just go to our website, scroll to the bottom of the page, and put in your email to sign up for the newsletter. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching this video.